Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. And I'm here. I got my man Isaiah. We got Mark here. And, we're going to go ahead and get this thing going. There's not a lot of Knicks news to talk about, but I'm pretty sure we'll come up with something to talk about. Mark got his hair all blown out, combed out, picked out, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? So, he don't look like he's in a good mood, ladies and gentlemen. So be careful. Be careful. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this thing started. Talk about a few things. I want to remind you, check us out on 3BL. We're actually streaming on 3BL right now as well. We're on Sportscaster. Eventually, we'll go exclusively to Sportscaster. Later on this week, this Friday, ladies and gentlemen, on Sportscaster. It's going to be live on Sportscaster, and then I'm going to upload it to YouTube. We got the Coach's Corner, where we're going to break down where certain players may play. How Tom Thibodeau might use him on the court. We're going to break it down and look at it. We'll do one player at a time. It's going to be a ongoing show. So make sure that you check it out. Again, it's going to be live on Sportscaster. And as soon as it's done being live on Sportscaster, I'm going to upload it to YouTube. So if you want to catch it live, make sure that you check it out, because there'll be, when we go live on Sportscaster after the show, we'll probably talk a little bit, just talk a little bit about whatever we talk about. All right, so make sure you check it out. And then on Wednesdays, I'm not exactly sure, but we're going to have something lined up on Wednesdays, maybe just a call-in show for an hour or something like that. Not exactly sure what that's going to be yet, but that's what's going down. So remember, next Monday, Knicks Weekly is going to begin at 3:30 every week. I couldn't do it this week. I had to wait until 5:30. But from now until the foreseeable future, Knicks Weekly will be 3:30 every Monday. Coach's Corner will be at 3:30 every Friday on Sportscaster. Then as soon as it's over, it'll be uploaded to YouTube. All right, so keep that in your mental Rolodex as we move forward. And then on Wednesdays, I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but I'll announce it shortly. So then we'll be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. There we go. So let's get over here with these guys, man. Fellas, what's popping with you guys? You see, we talking today about RJ Hampton. He did a Zoom call with the Knicks. Kenny Payne working out with Kevin Knox and Julius Randle. And then we're going to talk about Damian Dotson. What about Damian Dotson? What about Damian Dotson? All right. Let's go ahead and hold on. Wait a minute. 1 second. Got a little mistake on the screen. We're going to clean this up real quick. And then we'll get to what we came to get to. All right, let's get it. Fellas, what's going on with you, man?
What's going on? What's going on, Sims? Papa.
I'm good.
My man Mark got the what's my man? What's the Tales from the Hood? The storyteller, he got that fro like that dude.
From Tales from
the Hood. When it tells from the hood, remember that dude?
Yeah, the Crypt Keeper dude or whatever.
Yeah, the Crypt.
Yeah, you do, Mark. You do. You got the cut. That's all right. It's chilling. Look. He shake the eyebrow and everything. So what's going on with y'all, man? Bad news for Giants fans, man. I just want to start off with that real quick. Bad news for Giants fans. It hurts, man. Saquon Barkley's going down with an ACL injury. It's painful, bro.
We need to pick up all these teams and throw them out of New York for a year or two and then bring them back, because we just don't have no luck here.
Yo, I remember someone said, like, what? It's like New York sports is like, it has to be cursed, man, because it's like, damn, how the Jets and Giants, Jets and Giants don't do good. It's like, you know what, man? I was so excited because I remember when we first picked up Barkley, man. I'm like, this dude is a definition of a Giant for life. He was supposed to take Tiki Barber's rushing title, and he is supposed to have a Hall of Fame career, which he still can, but it's like...
Well, it definitely makes it tougher for him to have that kind of career, because, running backs put so much pressure on their legs and on their ligaments and all of that.
But not even that. I don't think he can catch the numbers, man. I mean, look, he's I think combined for the season, he's had 30 yards or 35 yards.
At least you don't pay him big, though. Hey.
I mean, yeah, we don't got to pay him big, but it's like you wanted to pay him big. You wanted him to, get that, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's sad, but he's done for the season, and who knows how it's going to look after that. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. We'll get into some on 3BL. We talked about it yesterday a little bit. We'll talk about it some more, a little bit later, or on another 3BL show. But RJ Hampton, Mark, did a Zoom interview with the Knicks. Mm-hmm. Did a Zoom interview with the Knicks. Ian Begley talks about it in his on SNY TV, and I want you, we'll take a listen real quick to Ian Begley and watch it, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. You know what I mean? RJ Hampton. I'm assuming, the Knicks are looking his way more towards a late round pick. Something like that, right?
Yeah, he go late.
Something like that. That's what I'm assuming. But go ahead. Let's listen to it. I need you guys to be a little bit quiet in the background because it's coming through the same channel. All right, we'll listen to it, then we'll talk about it, and talk about some other things. Let's go.
Let's turn our attention to the draft a little bit, Ian. What's the latest with the Knicks in the NBA draft right now?
Yeah, I actually spoke to RJ Hampton over the weekend, and he had a Zoom conversation with the Knicks. Leon Rose was on there. Worldwide West, William Wesley was on there, and that was interesting to me because I don't think William Wesley has been on all of the Zoom calls with prospects, and RJ said the call went really well.
There's certain players that have talent that can't play in New York. I think with the Knicks, they know I'm a competitor. They know I'm willing to get better, and I think they know I can handle the bright lights of New York City.
You look at these mock drafts, and his stock has fallen because of the season he had in New Zealand. He didn't put up big numbers, but he was playing for a team that was competing for a title, so he wasn't getting a ton of shots. He's been working a lot with Mike Miller lately, not the ex-Knick coach, the sharpshooter who retired a couple of years ago and was coaching in Memphis recently. He's been working with Miller since March on the perimeter shot.
He's learned to simplify things. He's learned how to work on it and consistently work on it. He's learned to be a pro. If he shoots, which I'm pretty confident in the next 2-3 years to be a high 30, low 40% three-point shooter, he'll be one of the best guards in the league.
When a guy like Mike Miller believes in his shot, that to me would get on my radar if I was an NBA decision maker because, his athleticism is unquestioned and he can get to the paint. But if he's able to knock down that perimeter shot, that changes the calculus on RJ Hampton as a prospect.
I was, projected top 5 pick last year. I went overseas. I learned a lot. I didn't have superior numbers, and I was kind of forgotten about. But the message that I was trying to get across to them is I'm still that same player. I'm still that player that can, get you 20, 25 points, 6, 7 assists, and, be that, that lead guard in the franchise shape.
This week's guest is David Nurse.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Ian Begley on SNY and RJ Hampton talking about, well, not just RJ Hampton, but, he was talking about RJ Hampton and the Zoom call that he had with the Knicks. And Worldwide West was on that call. Now, Worldwide West isn't usually, Ian Begley said he's not usually on the calls, but he was on that call. Who knows why? I don't know. Maybe he has some connections to RJ Hampton. What do you think? To me, I think it's just, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. To me, it's just, they're just doing due diligence. You hear the term all the time, due diligence, right? To talk about, due diligence so that they can make sure that they know what's out there and what he can do. And also looking towards that late round draft pick.
Yeah.
But he thinks he can lead a franchise.
Well, I'm not going to say he can't or he could, because again, him playing overseas, just like Begley announced that he didn't get to play much because of the team was a championship team going for one. But like I said a couple of streams ago, the speed is very intriguing.
Right.
He got kind of like he got kind of like a Russell Westbrook type of a game. where it's like it can blossom into something really big if you believe in him, just like how Presti believed in Russell Westbrook the year that he drafted him. So picking him if we was to pick him at 27, I would be fine with it because again, it's a high. It's we won't be. It's not a pick that you'll be worried about taking him at. You know what I'm saying? If it was like a lottery pick, that's a little different. So I think they're looking at him at 27. Could possibly look at him 27 because I think they're gonna go for a guard or a forward with our 8th pick if that's the case. So looking at him, like I said, he has high potential. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. So what Mike Miller said, he's only a jump shot away. He's only a jump shot away because that's one of his like faults to his game when you watch him play. But him running a team, he could do it. Him playing with a pace, controlling pace of the game, he can do it. So, you know, I can consider him at 27 if that was the case.
At 27. What about you, Josh?
What's going on, y'all? Sorry I'm late. RJ Hampton. Okay, so people forget when RJ Hampton was first being talked about, he was that next prodigy that was coming out. Like when he was coming out of high school and he was that next prodigy. They were talking about him and they were talking about LaMelo Ball. Mm-hmm. I think that we lost that a little bit because with the COVID thing happening and for the simple fact that these guys went overseas to play their amateur ball. Well, they were playing professional, but they were doing it overseas. So a lot of us, pretty much we missed that. We lost that. We didn't get a chance to see that. But if the Knicks are able to get this kid at 27, if he's able to fall all the way to 27, that's going to be crazy. That's
crazy for him to drop 27 because I had him in the late teens, early 20s. I think 27 is kind of, that's like kind of a steal for a hybrid guard like that with that type of speed. So listen, it would be a good pick for the Knicks if they're
that kid is big time. Just like LaMelo Ball is going to be big time. I just think that we kind of lost our way because we haven't seen these guys really play that much. And like he explained, he was on a championship team. He didn't get a chance to play that much overseas. But that kid is big time. Him and LaMelo Ball are both going to be big time players. So I'm all for if they're able to fall to 27 to get those guys.
Bro, that's kind of crazy because when he was coming out of high school, he was one of those point guards to talk about because they was kind of surprised that he went overseas at the time. So when he got overseas, again, he's playing. I forgot what team he's playing for. I think it was Australia. No, not Australia.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
I think it was New Zealand.
I mean, it's in Australia, right? It's Australia.
Yeah, it's Australia.
No, it's a different country, but yeah, I got it.
I thought he was playing for. I thought he was playing for. I thought he was playing Australian a place in Australia.
No, I think he was playing New Zealand.
They got the same kind of flag and the queen and all of that, but it's a different country.
New Zealand Breakers. Okay, it's a different country. Different country. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a geography major.
It's all good.
He is a jump shot away from like being a terror on the floor. So if he's working with him on that and Mike Miller as one of the best shooters in NBA history, just with Stroke telling you that about this player, let's take heed in that. Let's listen to that. Let's look into the player, especially he's getting trained by a great shooting coach, because I think Mike Miller works with Penny Hardaway also for Memphis. Yeah. So for that kid to go look for help now in this game, that tells you the dedication in a player like that. And I just think he does have spunk. He does have spunk when he plays. So get him at 20. That kid is still.
He is big time. Big time.
Okay. All right. Let me ask y'all this. What do you think about, because we've seen a couple of players this year decide that they're gonna go to the G League, right? Mm-hmm. Instead of go to college.
Yeah.
What do you think about guys that decide to either go to the G League or go play overseas? How do you think it hurts? How do you think it I don't want to say hurts. How do you think it impacts their draft position?
Let me tell you, so one of the dudes that's that's playing for G League.
Jalen Green,
yeah. I think it's good because they get to play at the NBA speed right away. And that is the most important thing for a rookie when they come to the NBA. And again, these G League guys are better than a lot of college guys. Because a lot of these guys go in the NBA. They're more physical, and they're off your offensive game and learning how to play the game in the NBA form is a lot better for these younger guys. And they get to play a lot of one-on-one defense. Not that zone crap I see in college that I hate. I hate the zone because it hides a lot of players that can play, that can't play, that said they can play defense, can't play defense when they come to the A. So I think
but Miami's running the zone.
Yeah, I was about.
Yeah. I mean,
I was about to say
zone in the NBA now.
Yeah. Well, some teams,
and it's very effective.
Yeah, like when it comes to players like Giannis, that's when you see the zone implemented and stuff like that. But it's a lot. NBA is a one-on-one game at the end of the day, and I would rather them go to the G League to even just get the speed of the game, because that's what it be for the young rookie. They'll tell you, every rookie will tell you the speed. So I think it's great if they go to G League.
One thing I see.
Yeah. Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
One thing I see, Jalen Green's already working out with Darren Collison. That's something you can't get already. If you think about it, he's technically a high school student working out with pros, one-on-one in the gym pretty much every day. That's going to be their day-to-day coach. Someone like Darren Collison taking you under your wing for a whole year, and it's going to be an extended year in particular, where college may go in and out. I don't know if you all know any college students right now, but some guys are going in and out of college because of COVID-19. So you don't know how COVID is going to affect, because at the hospital, I'm seeing a ton of students right now coming in positive. And when they coming in positive, they got to quarantine, a whole dorm or whatever. You can't go anywhere. And, being in close quarters with people at school in particular, because the NBA has done a great job at quarantining these guys and keeping these guys in a bubble. If the G League is in a bubble too, you may have training year round or, with this extended off season and come out with more pro experience than anyone else. I think they'll be ahead.
You say you think what?
I think they'll be ahead of
right. So how many players? I wonder, because some other countries may, like you said, they may start playing. They may start playing some pro ball, right?
Well, but see, Denny. Okay, I was kind of disappointed no one wanted to draft Denny. Denny right now played more games than any college student.
Right. Hold on, Nick. His stock went up, bro.
Yeah. I mean, that guy, look at his body compared to what it was in January. He actually went back. That's the thing that you got to look at Halliburton and all of them. These guys had 6 months to prepare for the draft. Mm-hmm. If Halliburton doesn't put on 15 pounds of muscle, which is what he's supposed to do, how dedicated is he? But Denny's actually putting on weight. He's gotten stronger faster. And also increasing his play in some of the things that he's been working on.
And I guess that's one of the benefits. That's one of the benefits of being with a pro team, because you have access. Although in college you have access to facilities, right now you probably don't. But playing for a pro team, you may have access to those facilities, to those professional level trainers, and all of these, all of these people that can help you to build muscle in the right way. When you're in college, okay, you have your college, you have, and you're at a big college. They have obviously professionals there. Who knows what they're allowed to do right now? Okay, I know with AAU they weren't allowed to do. Recruiting has been done all summer until the end of the summer. But when you're with a professional team, you have access to these people, and you have access to them. Year round. Obviously, people do some stuff through Zoom and stuff like that. Right now, it could really benefit some of these guys. And I was going to ask, depending on what happens with the NCAA basketball season, how many guys might decide, of course, they committed. You got guys who committed for 2021. They can decommit. It may not look good, but they can decommit if they want to.
Yeah, they could decommit and go to the G League.
How many might say, hey, you know what, I'm going to decommit and go to the G League or go overseas? How might, this COVID-19 could affect that. And then that's going to affect some of these guys' draft options,
So, Sim, here's my thing, though, right? So, I think whenever the college basketball season starts, and who said, hey, I'm a scrub? I hate you guys so much. And it's you, because it's always you. You.
If you put your name in, you don't have to worry about it.
Isaiah, you don't new people on the chat now, bro. So take with a grain of salt.
Anyways.
All right, so I think, go ahead, scrub.
I'm a scrub. Yeah, okay. Well, watch when I come back down there. And I'm really burn that house. I'm gonna burn that house down for real this time.
I got insurance. I ain't worried about it. I got insurance.
Listen, we all know you got that. We all know you got that $6 million. You got that $6 million insurance on that mansion. We know.
Yeah, burn it down.
Anyways, no. So I think so. I do think the first week or 2 weeks in, whenever the college season starts, I think you're gonna see a lot of these kids, go for the sure money, which the real money that they're getting paid, not the under the table money that they're getting paid too. But that's another discussion.
Exactly. Yep.
But they're gonna a lot of these. I think you're gonna see a lot of the top 15 like that are kind of projected in the beginning of the season to be in the lottery. I think you're gonna see a few of those guys go towards the G League and probably go overseas because you know what? They're like, I'm going away for a year. Might as well get paid and have secure money for that year rather than not know to have a season where you're like, you can have. So here's your choice. You can play 5 games, 6 games, this is just hypothetically, or you can go where, you can be in a bubble for a year, with professional teams, learn how to play professional ball and, be a professional and everything, get paid. And, the next year and a year later, you're on the lottery, And then I think that happens to a lot of these players because me personally, I'm not really a big fan of a lot of Americans going overseas because sometimes what you see with them is that it's more of a their show versus a team play. And, they get to show off their highlight. There's been too many Brandon Jennings and, there's been too many of those guys, the Emmanuel Moutier's that going over there overseas killed it for a year supposedly, but then they
didn't really. Like Brandon Jennings didn't go anywhere and kill it. Brandon Jennings was on the bench.
Yeah.
Brandon Jennings was on the end of the bench. He was upset because they didn't give him playing time. He was on the end of the bench. They gave him $1 million. He was on the end of the bench. He didn't play.
I don't even think he finished the season with that team.
I don't think he did either. So he didn't go over there and kill it. I think Moutier got hurt. I don't even think Moody played.
Yeah, so but
RJ didn't get the whole time. Hampton, he didn't start the whole time.
No, he was in and out.
Yeah, he had to.
So it's tricky too. Like for example, like that, right? It's a lot of these guys that go over there thinking they're gonna kill it. Then it's like there's a red flag in there where it's like, oh dang, he can't start over here. So it's really tricky when American players go overseas and stuff. It gets really tricky with them. So
you're so right. We'll trying to expose American players due to the way how they play ball over there. It kind of tests their skill, their basketball skill. It exposes them, bro. It really does.
That's the reason. That's the reason why Brandon Jennings when he went over there, he didn't get any playing time because he was one-on-one type of player. They wanted him, move the ball, this, that, and the other thing. He's a one-on-one player. That's the reason why. But look, listen, just, going back, feeding back through to RJ Hampton, I think that at 27, he would be a good pick.
That would be a steal, Sam.
I think he would be a good pick at 27 if he was there at 27.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
And there's a possibility that he is there. I think there's a possibility that he's there because his draft, his draft stock has dropped.
It did drop. I didn't think it dropped to 27 though, because basically, if you want to take him, his talent tells you he's a top 15 player. Like if you watch him, the speed, the ability to have a heady guard and to attack. That's a top 15. That's a top 15 type of a talent. For him to go to 27, you're talking about a guy. Let me compare it. Like you're talking like if it was like DJ Augustine coming at 27, and he's a little more better than that coming out of college. So I just think 27 is a steal, bro.
But Mark, you gotta remember, right? So even last year, right? So there's always going to be players that fall, right?
Yeah.
Especially this year is going to be
it's unpredictable.
Very different because, again, without the tournament, you know what I'm saying? Without the tournament, a lot of these players can't get adjusted. And then every year players fall. 'Cause I remember last year, the kid from, what's the kid name from Indiana? He played for his own, oh my God, what was his name? Romeo Langford or something like that, right? One of those guys. People thought he was a top 15 pick. He ended up being with the Celtics at like 30. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of players, especially this year, where there's like, we don't know. Like, be honest with you, after the top three.
Hold on. The reason why he went there, because he had got hurt. He had got hurt.
I'm just using that for example. You know, I'm just saying that players fall. But this year in particular is going to be crazy just because these NBA scouts are basically going off the first half of the basketball season in Zoom trainings. Right. This is what they're going to be going off this year.
No. Right.
So it's gonna be tough. You know, it's gonna be really tough.
So again, like a lot of these Knicks fans are like, oh, you know, it's no real true star in this draft and everything like that. But prior to this whole COVID thing going down, people were talking about LaMelo Ball. People were talking about, you know, RJ Hampton. These guys were the names that were being mentioned. And then once the draft lottery happened and we fell to 8 instead of going to get in that top 3, all of a sudden Knicks fans are like, oh, well, we didn't want him anyway because I don't think he's going to be that good. And I'm like, well, prior to all of that happening, we were talking about bringing him to New York to be our future point guard. So I just think Knicks fans kind of, you know, it sucks that we fell all the way to 8, but, you know, let's not forget what these kids can do. You know what I'm saying? I know we haven't seen them in COVID and everything, but
we're as unstable as getting the number 8 pick, bro. That's what Knicks fans are, bro.
I'm just saying.
Well, look, as far as RJ Hampton, they looking at it, just a couple of mock drafts. The Ringer, they have him going at 23 to Utah.
Yeah. Okay.
NBC got him going at number 20 to Miami. NBA Draft.net, they got him going at number 25 to Oklahoma City. Right, so he's somewhere in that area. Guards. He's somewhere in that area, and he could be there. And also, Jaden McDaniels. You know, like NBA Draft.net, they got Jaden McDaniels going number 22 to Denver.
Okay.
Right. So that, you know, there's some. I mean, obviously, you know, where these guys get drafted, it has nothing to do with these mock drafts.
No.
Right. But you know, just looking at what some people look at these guys and NBC has Jaden McDaniels going number 25 to Oklahoma City. Right, so those two guys may, they could end up being somewhere in that area.
But you know what's so funny, Sam? Like when you name those teams out for those particular players, those players feel like they should be in those teams when you really look at it. Like that's a player they would draft in some sort of cases. Because when I look at Hampton, it reminds me of Dante Exum coming out of college. Mm-hmm. Exactly alike.
You think Dante Exum though? Like,
yo, I've heard that, but Mark's not the first one to say that. I
don't know, man. Dante Exum he came out of New Zealand too.
Yeah, but when he was getting drafted, bro, they was talking about he could do some things, but he got hurt. That's what hurt his career. But the speed that he had coming out, if you compare them to, they're like the exact same players. Got to work on their jump shot, but the speed, the speed is what's intriguing about those.
Okay.
You lose me on that one, Mark.
Well, listen, he could be there. If he's there and Jaden McDaniels is there, which both of them will not be, which one you taking?
I would go Jaden McDaniels.
But just in case they were both there, which one you taking? I'm taking Jaden McDaniels.
It depends on who they pick at 8. To me, it depends on who they pick at 8. If they pick a guard at 8, then I would go there, just to try to keep it to balance it out a little bit.
Tell you what, for me, if you pick a guard at 8, you're definitely not picking R.J. Hampton at 27 because you already got a guard.
Right.
You're gonna pick a wing or something like that. But if I pick a wing at 8 and Jaden McDaniels is there at 27, I'm still taking Jaden McDaniels.
Oh,
I'm still taking Jaden McDaniels.
If we can leave the draft with Vassell and McDaniels,
Yeah,
you can't. Listen, regardless of what happens with them and their career, you can't be mad at that.
So let me ask you this: if either one of those two players are somewhere around, looking like they're going to be around 22 or 23, do you contact Utah or whoever and say, "Hey, we'll give you this second round pick so we can jump up there and get Jaden McDaniels, or we'll give you this second round pick and 27." So we can get Jaden McDaniels or R.J. Hampton or whatever like that if they're there, just above you.
A 2-for-1 is what you're saying.
Yeah,
like
so,
a 2 picks for 1.
Say it's Denver's pick at whatever they have. What do they have? 20, 22, whatever it is?
I think they're 22.
Right? Or Utah. And do you give them a call, say, yo, we'll give you number 27 and 38 because we want Jaden McDaniels or we want R.J. Hampton. Do you do that?
I'll do that for McDaniels. Me personally, that's my opinion. I would do it.
Hey, Sim, if you want to get a little nasty with it, you can be like, yo, I'll give you my 27th and I'll give you one of my Hornets picks and still keep this pick if you want.
Facts. Yo, facts, Isaiah.
Because we got
Hornets.
We got two second rounders from the Hornets.
Oh. But not this year.
If you want to be nasty, you want to keep this pick, you can do that.
I'd rather the Knicks trade those two, the 27 and 38, to move up in the lottery, not just move up a couple spots to 27.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. That deal, like I said, that deal we talking about in the stream with that Chris Paul, the 3-3. Listen, I'm doing that in a heartbeat. Like that. I hope that's out there. That's out. If that's really out there to be talked.
What's out there? What's out there?
Well, yeah. What trade?
The three-way trade. OKC, Phoenix, and the Knicks. The Knicks will get the 10th pick. OKC.
Oh, the Kelly Oubre. Yeah, Kelly Oubre in the 10th pick.
Yeah. Listen, I like Kelly Oubre. I think it was Evergreen posted something about Kelly Oubre, and there were some people that were like, nah. I like Kelly Oubre. He can't shoot. That's the issue. He can't shoot, but he's a defender. He's a slasher. He don't really, he's not really a 3-point shooter. I mean, I guess I shouldn't have said he can't shoot. I think last year he shot about 35% from 3. That was his career high. I
take a 35% wing shooter that plays aggressive and that could play defense.
He's gritty too. He has heart in him. Like
that's what I said.
He's a dog. I like that.
I said I like him. I didn't say I didn't like him. I said I like him.
I know. I'm just saying he's a dog. He's a dog.
Mark letting that blowout get to his head. Come on, man.
Oh man, that boy then went to the Dominicans.
Come on, man. That's the regular black man here, man. Rich and nice, man. You already know.
Yeah. So. Moving on. We'll see what happens in the draft because we still got 2 months to the draft now. It was supposed to be next month. Now we got 2 months to continue to talk about this. But look, next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, next Wednesday, I'm going to do another mock big board for the second half of the draft, right? For 27 and 28. All right, so we're going to do a mock big board next Wednesday, looking at the second half of the draft.
God, Kevin's here. Oh wow.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Big Kev
making all that noise.
Yeah,
man.
He's coming in to gloat about the Pittsburgh Steelers, probably. That's what
he's gonna be like, what, Nick? What?
I'm not even gonna do it because I really feel for you Giant fans. Again, y'all have heart, man. Compared to little brother, the Jets. Hey, come on,
little bro.
Come on,
little bro.
I'm gonna just say this
right now. Really, little bro is bad.
Exactly. I mean, at least y'all come to play.
Listen, I'm gonna say this right now. Adam Gates has nudes of the owner of the Jets, and that's why he's not getting fired. There's no way in baby black Jesus hell this man is still the coach of the New York Jets.
He reminds me of he's the new Isaiah Thomas.
Oh no. We don't speak that name. We don't speak that name.
Hey,
he's
Josh,
the new Zeke.
Hey Josh, big shout out to Jason Young. He said, take off that Giants shirt. He said the Giants are embarrassing us right now. The G-men are becoming the Knicks.
No,
Absolutely
Now,
not.
that's the Jets though. The Jets.
yeah, it's loyalty. It's loyalty. You got to be loyal to your team, and that's why I'm so much of a pro of I forget the word, but that's why I support my team, man. That's why you got to.
Hey, but hold on. No, listen. I, as much as I'm a Knicks fan and a Giants fan, I would properly admit when my team is not being run right. Okay. Now, I don't like a lot of Gettleman's moves. I wish he would be more aggressive. The whole Odell trade I didn't like. But I say this all the time, every time I come on here. With the Knicks front office, it's the same thing. Like, I will criticize the Knicks front office in a heartbeat. Doesn't mean I'm less of a fan.
Right. But the only thing with the Knicks front office is that we have a whole new office. There's nobody from that stable. Yeah, but you keep saying people keep saying the same owner. The owner has nothing to do. The owner has nothing to do with the way the team operates.
Yeah, he does. He sets the example.
Listen. You can call me Dolan apologist for whatever reason you want. All right. He messed up years ago when he was interfering in basketball operations.
Right.
Since he hired Phil, he stayed out the whole time except to get rid of Phil and then finally get rid of Mills. And then he put a new management in there.
That was honest. That was honest.
Exactly. So you can keep feeding into the whole ESPN and the rest of the media as bashing this guy. But we don't know what this management.
You get mad already.
Yeah, you don't know what this management team is going to, it's going to do, what they're going to put on the court. But wait. You don't know what they're going to put on the court. But as far as putting the right people inside to make the right decisions, you can't fault Dolan for for picking Leon Rose and then Leon Rose for picking everybody else.
But what I'm saying is we'll make that judgment when the Knicks start winning games. Until we start playing basketball, we'll make that judgment. I'm just talking about what the franchise has told me the past 20 years. They've spoon-fed us all of these lies.
They've screwed
up. Everything like that.
They've screwed up.
But hold on,
screwed up. But I'm not gonna dump them. That's what makes you a fan. You're not gonna dump them.
No, I'm not dumping them. I'm not dumping them either. I'm still a fan.
I mean, for 20 years, I'm dumping her. It's time to dump her sometime.
then Mark, take the easy way out and just go over to Brooklyn. Take the easy way out.
Listen. What I'm saying is,
he's not going to Brooklyn. He's going to Dallas.
He's going to Dallas.
What I'm saying is, let's forget about the basketball thing for a second, right? Forget about the fact that the Knicks have the losing is 20 years, right? Forget about all of that. Forget about that. It's fine. Let's talk about what happens to our legends. How Charles Oakley gets dragged out of Madison Square Garden.
No, Josh. I'm not going to let you do that, Josh. I'm not going to let you do that, Josh. I'm not going to let you do that, Josh.
Can I finish? So let's talk about that. Let's talk about Spike Lee and the whole incident with Spike Lee. Like, you treat Spike Lee that way. Are you guys serious? Are you guys serious right now? Are you guys really serious right now?
Josh.
I'll let y'all deal with this one.
Absolutely. Oh, man.
Wait, brother Josh. I know you haven't been here long. We broke this down. We broke this down months ago. Like we broke it down. We broke it. You call me
Marv Albert. What about Marv Albert? Let's talk about that one. Marv Albert. These are our legends.
Okay. Hold on. Let's save that. We can save this conversation to the end of the show, right? Let's talk about Kenny Payne, right? Because the Knicks right now are in, they're in the
Oakley a legend
workouts.
Come on, Nick.
Y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy.
Yo, Hall of Famer name, man. Come on. Anyway, sorry.
He can't let that one go.
Don't get Nick mad. Don't get Nick.
Oh, I'm curious to see what these guys are saying in chat about this. I got to see the chat right now.
We're gonna get back to it, John. So the Knicks are, what are they? They're doing individual workouts. I don't know if they've advanced to scrimmaging yet. They're doing individual workouts, and of course,
that was supposed to happen today. Yeah, that was supposed to happen today.
Start scrimmaging today. Okay. Hopefully, we'll get some clips. Maybe we'll get some clips in them scrimmaging. But Kenny Payne was hired, brought in from Kentucky, and of course, the Knicks put out pictures of him working with Julius Randle, working with Kevin Knox, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be two of the main guys that he works with.
No helping them. Looking
at those two players, right, based on what Kenny Payne probably knows about those guys, what do you think he's telling them? I'm going to start with you, Nick. What do you think he's telling them? Where is he going with those two guys?
Specifically, I'm pretty sure it's to toughen up Knox and to get his rebounding right. It's weird because at Kentucky, Kevin Knox moved around the court like a two guard, like JJ Redick. I doubt he'll do that with the Knicks ever.
Right.
And then he because he played in a way that he made other fours who was guarding him feel out of position because he moved them around so much and shifted the defense. And then Shai Gilgeous would drive and eat up defenses and kick out. We don't have, I want to say that, someone that could actually drive and kick effectively. Maybe Elfrid Payton, but we don't want Elfrid Payton on the team. So, it's they got to solve the point guard position to maximize Knox if he does develop. And then Julius Randle, of course, no one wants on the team. So, but at the same time, to trade Julius Randle right now, you're not going to get enough for him. I believe that you should fix him, then trade him. So
that's an option.
Julius Randle, you're gonna have to get him to add more moves, and then also so Tibbs has this one part of his system where he does a lot of dribble handoffs, as well as the way he used Carlos Boozer. Flip back to that point in that era. There's a way to actually maximize a bad defensive player and a ball-dominant player inside of offense and still keep the ball moving. And I think the Carlos Boozer offense that they ran at the time would work with Randle, and he'll look better. Can he be an all-star to be traded or look like an all-star and then traded? That would get us a lot of picks and a lot of stuff back, but it's going to be tough.
I honestly think it's mainly the Knicks fans right now that don't want Julius Randle. I think Tom Thibodeau wants to see what he can do with him. That's what I think. I really think Tom Thibodeau wants to see what he can do with Julius Randle.
And the thing
I want to know if he could actually fix him. Fixing him. If you fix Julius Randle, that 20 and 10 might be 25 and 10 or 12.
What is there to fix though? I don't understand what is there to fix about Julius Randle.
Come on, there's a lot to fix, Josh. No. Hold on, Josh. I'm gonna tell you what there is to fix.
Okay.
Tell you what there is to fix. One, he's got to learn how to pass out of that double team quicker. Okay. There was so many times when he get the ball. I'm not saying he didn't pass out of it, but there were times when he's got the ball. He knows that double team is coming, but he takes so long to pass out of it that he gets double teamed and turn the ball over. Right? He gets trapped.
Josh, it is a meme. It's a meme.
Hold up. A meme can happen out of one. It could happen one time and then they make a meme out of it. I mean, that don't mean anything. Right?
Damn, he has like a 5 minute.
Hold up. Right? Yeah, I mean, listen. They played 60 games. I bet you I can do a 5-minute video of good plays too. All right.
Yeah.
That's all of that. All of those little stuff that people pull out is bull. That's what I'm saying. People can pull out anything and spotlight it. I can point you to a 5-minute video of Frank Ntilikina knocking down all threes right now because I watched it. Okay. So you can say whatever you want.
The key word is you watched it.
Listen, he's got to work on Like, he would get the ball on the perimeter, and someone would be wide open at the top of the key or wherever they're wide open, and he would see the person, but he'd wait a bunch of, however many split seconds before he made that pass. And then by the time he made that pass, the defender was there to close out. So he didn't recognize it quick enough, or he did recognize it, but it didn't register that I got to make that pass until it was too late.
Yeah.
So he needs to improve as a passer. In order for him to improve as a passer, he needs to be surrounded.
I think it's more not. I don't think it's just improve as a passer. I think he's got to recognize those situations where he's got to make the pass faster. You know what I'm saying? Understand where that double team is coming from so he can make the right pass out of the double team. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, he's got to work on, not always dribbling. A lot of times he dribbled into traffic. That's where everyone complained and cried about the spin move, right? Although, like, I'll say it again, watching the NBA playoffs, I seen Giannis do the same exact spin move 3, 4, 5 times in a row and turn the ball over 2. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's not ambidextrous. If he was ambidextrous, he'll be a way better dribbler.
But see, here's my
so there's definitely things that he has to work on, and then obviously the 3-point shot. Like Nick said, he averaged 20.
He's not a 3-point.
He averaged 20 points already, right? Now the year when he came to the Knicks, the season before, he was shooting 35% from 3, 35% from 3 the season before. So people thought maybe he could take the next jump. You know what I'm saying? So just like Mark is saying, I'll take a wing shooter that's shooting 35% from 3 the first time ever in his career, the highest in his career. So it's okay. It's okay for somebody else. Let me talk. Calm down. Right? So, when they brought in Julius Randle, he had come off shooting 35% from 3. Is he ever going to be a knockdown 3-point shooter? I don't know. But if he got back to shooting 35%, no, let me not say I don't know. No, he'll probably never be a knockdown 3-point shooter. I don't think. Right? I think that he shoots the ball hard. I don't think he has a lot of touch on his shot.
Not a shooter,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I don't think he has a lot of touch on his shot. But if he got the 35%, right? If he got the 35%, then yes, he could be averaging 23 to 25 points per game.
My thing is, if you have good teachers, you have a good coach and good teachers, anybody can be taught. All right? Anybody can be taught.
Bro, I do not want Julius Randle shooting over 15 shots a game.
And I agree with you, but what I'm saying is, if we're trying to change it, he's not LeBron James. He's not
Kev,
LeBron. Okay,
Kev,
go ahead.
Let me stop you right there. He said he doesn't want Julius Randle shooting over 15 shots a game. He doesn't shoot over 15 shots a game. That's what his average was.
No, I'm just saying I don't want him to be shooting over 15 shots a game.
Right, he doesn't.
But if he's in a position,
points and he shot 15 shots a game.
But if he's in a position, if Thibodeau and the rest of the coaching staff could get him in a position, if he can do that religiously and be successful at it, I don't have no problem with it.
We already said that. We already said at best he's a third best player on a team. So we're not trying to develop him to be something more than that third best player.
No, but you're trying to utilize. You are trying to utilize his talent. You're trying to utilize his skills. So again, if it turns out, if Thibodeau can turn out to making him maybe the first or second, best option, I don't have no problem with it.
It's not even Carlos Boozer, bro.
He doesn't have to be.
Listen. Hey, Josh, Kevin, people, and I look in the chat, that's cool. People going to laugh about the takes about Randall. Half the people that was in the chat, half the people that was in the chat, you know what I'm saying, were happy that he was here when they drafted him. Well, I mean, when they signed him. They were happy about it. But what
I didn't see nothing.
Hold on. This is the thing. Right? Nobody wants to have their own mindset. Everybody wants to ride on somebody else's coattails, be about certain players. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't Julius Randle, it would have been somebody else. When and if Julius Randle is gone next year, it'll be somebody else.
Exactly.
I can guarantee it's going to be somebody else that they put the blame on. Where the fact about Julius Randle, he has a lot of talent. He's 25 years old, so he still has time to learn. He's on a very good contract for the Knicks. I don't care what nobody says. He's on a very good contract for the Knicks. Very good contract.
And he has a good coach now. He has a good coach now.
We don't know that.
Come on.
You know, we'll see. And then now he's got, you know, they brought somebody in that from his past. That,
exactly.
You know, we'll see.
Exactly.
So, I'll give you this, Sim. Because I've been negative Nancy from the day I didn't want Julius Randle. But
no,
I'm gonna tell
I agree with you. Mark did not. Mark did not.
I'm gonna tell you. The night we signed him, this chat was applauding. They was applauding. So chat, don't be hypocritical right now. Y'all,
but they are. They are.
And y'all got him.
Fair weather Knicks fans that that are happy at one point, but then when things start going south, they're going the other way.
I'll do you one better. I think Knicks fans are just so hyped up and they believe everything that the front office and the organization is telling us. And we've been doing that for years and years and years. And every time they break our hearts, they let us down. That's why I do not believe anything that comes out of the organization until they start winning some games.
So why be a fan then? Then why be a fan? Why support the team?
I mean, listen. I mean, that's
that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
That's going to happen with every fan base. Okay, hold up, guys. Hold up. We can't all talk at the same time. I mean, that's going to happen with every fan base. And then there's some people. Listen, there's some people in the chat that still. Still support Randall. I'm not saying everybody, but there's a lot of people that, just follow along with whatever's out there. But there's some people that still support Randall and don't think, Siobhan says new information creates new opinions. Of course it does. But also people want to place the blame on somebody. And so they place the blame on Randall like he was the only person out there playing.
How many years did they blame Melo? How many years did they blame Melo? How many years did they blame Melo?
They blame Melo to this day. They still blame Melo to this day. I'm going to bring Melo back.
You gotta think too, because a lot of Knicks fans want the savior on one hand, but then also want the blame to go to somebody on the other hand.
Yeah, right.
It's like Melo, LeBron, somebody come save me, and then blame that person like Tim Hardaway Jr., whoever that decides to come. Like Tim Hardaway Jr. could have been developed if he had the right coaching and stuff.
Thank you.
Kevin said.
Hold on, Nick.
At the same time,
but he's got a point, Mark. He's got a point.
There was a point in time with Tim Hardaway Jr. and Porzingis combined for the first half of that season were the top three duo of scoring in the fourth quarter. Like if we had a point guard that could actually put it all together, that would have been perfect. But
Jack tried to do it.
We never had a point guard around Melo that could actually control the court. And we never had anyone around Omari Omari never stayed goddamn healthy.
Never.
So, we could say,
we knew that before we signed him. We knew that.
It doesn't make sense. People blame Melo and then they blame Omari. Calm down. You just got to sit back and watch the show.
Yeah, I mean
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. You got to sit back and you got to watch the game, see what happens. Without a point guard, without a legitimate point guard out there, you don't know what none of these players can really be without a legitimate point guard out there. But anyway, I do feel like Tom Thibodeau, that Julius Randle is the kind of player that Tom Thibodeau is like, if I get my hands on this guy, watch what I can do. I really do feel like that.
And Sim, the thing about hold up, Mark. And Sim, the other thing is it's not just Thibodeau. You got Woodson there too, and you got and Kenny Payne. So again,
I think that's going to make a big difference with him. I really do.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm optimistic, but I've heard this dog and pony show before.
Where have you heard? Where have you heard the
from the organization?
Because
from the organization, we've hired.
Yeah, that's not the organization hasn't come out and said anything. This is us
exactly.
Talking.
Exactly.
No, they have.
Is barely in the media.
Yeah.
He barely said anything. They haven't said anything. But hold on, let's get to. Go ahead, Mark. Okay. Mark was going to say something. Go ahead, Mark.
Go ahead, Mark.
Okay, so listen, I never said Julius Randle sucked. I just didn't want him for my team just because I knew what type of player he is. I don't think that he's what y'all think he can be, because if that was the case, right? Do you see him with Tom Thibodeau as good as Noah? And Noah had a lot of deficiencies from the offense.
Two different players.
Two different players.
Hold on. They both can play at the elbow to an extent. But I'm saying, could Randall impact the game enough? Could he level his game to impact the game enough just as Noah did.
Okay, now let me ask you this: who's a better scorer? Who's a better scorer?
Hold up, Kevin.
You gotta go with Carlos Boozer. Carlos Boozer was the type player that Randall is, the rebounder, the bad defensive player, and a possible passer. Like that's the only comparison in terms you cannot compare to Noah, who's an all-defensive college player. Like you can't.
Yeah, exactly.
And an all-time
exactly.
Do you think he can accomplish things that Boozer did? Because I think Boozer was a better shooter than him, and he's a better pick and roll player.
With Tibbs, Woodson, and Payne, yes, I do.
Okay. This is where I say yes, he can if you have a point guard. Darren Woodson brought out the best inside Carlos Boozer in Utah. Yes, a point guard could bring out the best in Randall.
Yeah. So, and I see people saying, why are we arguing about a player that we're going to trade? You don't know.
We don't know yet.
But see, everyone's listening to rumors or people that know the thinking of the Knicks. How do you know the thinking of the Knicks when this is a brand new regime and they haven't done anything yet? How the hell do you know what they're thinking about?
Talk about it, Sam. Talk about it,
man.
And I'm gonna give the chat something. I'm gonna give the chat something else to chew on. They're liking Frank Ntilikina, so he might be here for a while.
Tim, you don't think?
All right.
You don't think?
Take that to the bank, chat.
Oh my God!
You don't think it's uneasy for Randall right now, though? You don't think it's uneasy for Randall? Because I know he sees the internet.
Of course he does.
Hey, they got feelings. They got feelings. They got feelings.
Hold on. I mean, most of these guys are used to that. Randall's been in the league for, 6-7 years. He's used to it. I'm pretty sure he's used to that.
Has it been 7 years? 7 years?
Yeah, 6 years maybe. He didn't play his first year. He played one game in his first season.
He's
got hurt.
Not wanted,
then he was out.
Not wanted no more. Like he's not wanted no more.
Mark,
like he's not wanted no more.
The point.
So look.
My point is, you fix Randall.
It's hard to hear you, Nick.
And trade him if you want to trade him.
Oh, that's a possibility. But if there's a deal before fixing him, just get rid of him.
Okay. But listen. But see, this is the thing with this Knicks team. Besides R.J. Barrett right now.
Yeah, besides him.
And Mitchell Robinson.
Besides R.J. Barrett right now.
And Mitch.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to say and Mitch.
Thank you, Mitch. Come on. And Mitch. And Mitchell Robinson. Cornerstone.
Besides R.J. Barrett, I think everybody is up for grabs. I think everybody is up for grabs.
That's 100% correct. That's 100% right.
If the right trade came around, I'm sorry, I hate to say it. If the right trade came around, R.J. Barrett would be up too.
You're damn right.
You know what I'm saying? So when people talk about, a player that's going to be traded, any one of these players, most likely besides R.J. Barrett, but any one of these players could be traded. So when we're talking about these guys, they could all be traded.
And Mitch, you better throw Mitch in there. Throw Mitch in there. I'm gonna come across that screen.
Hey, I do want to say to everybody, we're looking for guys who want to help out with Big Brother, Little Brother.
Yes, sir. All
right, we're looking for people who want to help out with Big Brother, Little Brother, specifically on Sportscaster, because you'll be able to set up your own thing on Sportscaster. Join the network, because we're developing, just like we got the MBK network, we're developing a Big Brother Little Brother network on Sportscaster, and you get into the network, start dropping videos about your team. We'll do some shows together, and you start earning revenue just like that. You know what I'm saying? Right off the bat, you don't have to get this many, these many followers or whatever it is. You start making videos, and there's potential there where your videos will actually be embedded into clutch points. All right, I'm sure you guys have seen clutch points. All right, so what we're looking for, we got the Knicks covered, we got the Giants covered. We're looking for the Jets. We're looking for the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh God. Jeez.
We're looking for the Yankees. We're looking for the Mets, the Rangers, and the Islanders. All right. So if you guys are interested, anybody's interested, I just put my email for Big Brother, Little Brother in the chat. Make sure that you hit me up. so we can. We're gonna have a Zoom call. You know what? We'll have a Zoom call, and once we get people who are interested, we'll have a Zoom call with everybody so we can work it all out. And get people out there.
Yeah, for the record, I hope it all blows up in the Nets' face. I just want y'all, any Nets people on here, I just hope it blows up in your face because it seems like Kevin Durant can't get us off their mind. So
we are so jealous of the Nets.
I'm not jealous of the Nets. Kevin Durant is jealous of us because he keeps us in his head.
Jealous of what? Jealous of what? Jealous of what, Kevin?
Huh?
What is there to be jealous about?
Why does he keep talking about us then? He keeps talking about us.
They asked him about it.
He keeps talking about us. I mean, we've moved on.
I mean, they constantly been asking him about it. They ask him about it. They do ask him about it. But again, ladies and gentlemen,
there's not one Knicks fan right now that would not rather have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving on this team right now.
I'm no fool. But they
but we talk about him like, oh well, we didn't want him anyway.
I'm not. I never said that. I never said that. I never said that.
Let me finish talking about this. Anyway, big brother, little brother, ladies and gentlemen, if you're interested in covering any of those teams, make sure that you send us an email. And with that being said, we are going over specifically the Sportscaster right now. We're going to talk about Damian Dotson and where he fits into this whole thing. A few people have brought up Damian Dotson, but we haven't had a lot of discussion on Damian Dotson. All right, Damian Dotson's looked good. We got some video clips of him, shooting and everything. He's looked good. Make sure that you come join us right now on Sportscaster.
Unfortunately, I have to go. So
okay.
Salute to everybody. Salute to the chat. Frank Ntilikina is going to be your starting point guard. That's all I got to say. Peace.
All right. Make sure you join us right now, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll continue this, Kev.
Jump on over to Sportscaster right now for the remainder of this show. And we're going to talk about Damian Dotson and, what's it look like for him under Tom Thibodeau and this new coaching staff and this new coaching regime. All right, so I'm spamming my chat right now. You can also go into the description of this video, and it's in the description of this video. All right, and remember, 3BL, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you send me an email, and I'm going to put it in there one more time. If you're interested in covering any of these teams, right? We got the Nets, the Mets, the Jets, the Yankees, the Islanders, and the Rangers. Big brother, little brother. Make sure you hit me up right now. And big brother, little brother 94 at gmail.com. And I want to give a shout out to Marty Knicks. Thank you for the super chat, my brother. I appreciate it. Guys, head on over there. We're heading over there right now. And I'll see you on Sportscaster.
Yeah, that's right.